This is the Native student group at the Big Picture High School in Highline, Washington, in front of the Evergreen State College Longhouse. We wanted to learn about traditional Native foods of the first peoples of the Pacific Northwest. Through our exploration of food, we also learned to explore our indigenous cultural connections of our own backgrounds. In addition to food, we explored issues around health, diet, and diabetes. In order to help make the transition easier to eating more healthy traditional foods, we wanted to share two of our favorite recipes, buckskin bread and wild berry compote. The result is our collective effort to make a Native cooking show.
And let me show you how we won. And let me show you how it's done. It's not as easy as it seems. Let's try not to disagree.
We decided we were going to make The Food Co-op in Olympia, Washington is a natural food store and has many of the ingredients we need for our buckskin bread and compote recipes. The recipe called for 2 cups of either whole wheat flour or 2 cups of unbleached white flour. We were feeling adventurous, so we decided to try using 1 cup of each kind of flour. We also found our baking soda and our olive oil here at the Olympia Food Co-op. Is it baking powder? Yeah. Farmer's Market downtown. Let's see if they have better berries. You want to? Okay. At the Olympia Farmer's Market, we found fresh berries for our compote. Once we found all of our ingredients, we headed to the Evergreen State College Longhouse kitchen to begin cooking.
Sometimes I feel I need to run when the demons taste my wine, and when it's said and done, you'll see when a choice can cause you grief.
That kind of need to be sweet. She's the one that said everyone thinks that they're not edible, but they are. Think?
Yeah,
how are they?
It's weird.
Am I close? Do I have the right piece?
No, you need it in the other brain.
This one? The lone salmon berry.
Last one of the season.
Good, huh? Colors.
A little sour.
Yeah, maybe not ready all the way.
even know what that is.
What are you guys eating?
Food.
Really? Food? Is that what you do with it? You eat it?
I thought you said fries. Oh, fries. I like curly fries.
Here, will you bring the raspberries this way too?
Friday, I have the best.
Put it in a microwave. Hold it over.
I love macaroni. We have like chicken, greens, macaroni and cheese.
It's good food.
Everything. Bread.
The Canoe Journey is an annual summer event. This event has been revitalizing tribal cultural traditions in the Pacific Northwest. This is an important cultural celebration where canoes from various local tribes will gather to share stories, songs, dances, and food.
Let's go help with this canoe!
I'm 53. I've been doing it all my life.
Right now they are bringing up 2 different types of clam and oysters for the clam bake. We're going to do a traditional clam bake. So down here what they've done is they have a rock bed, a really large rock bed because this is a really large clam bake. The fire on it for about 3 hours to heat the rocks. And then they lay the clams and the oysters and the crab, we also have crab, across the bed. And then they put, traditionally we used seaweed to cover, and then it would naturally steam.
Traditional native foods are an important part of the canoe journey. Part of eating traditional foods is learning to recognize the nutritional and health benefits of such foods. Through events such as the canoe journey, many people are being reintroduced to their own traditional native foods.
Today we either use newspaper or different sanitary ways of steaming the fish, or shellfish, still on traditional clam bed.
So they used to use seaweed?
Oh yeah, seaweed.
They take about 20 minutes to cook, and then everybody enjoys. We pretty much eat right around. Everyone stands around the big clam bed, and everybody eats right from the clam bed.
And what tribe is this tradition?
This is the Port Gamble Sklallam tribe, and it's pretty traditional for Salish tribes who eat shellfish. So the clam bake is very traditional, and it's very.
You got where's that? I'd get it.
A return to past traditional cultural lifeways means a gradual return to traditional native foods and a healthier tribal community. Strategies to prevent or manage diabetes: get plenty of exercise and eat a healthy, well-balanced diet that includes traditional native foods.
Well, the reason the canoe journey really benefits people with diabetes, for one, the short-term effect is that you get some exercise, and that's important. the long-term effect is the canoe journey is all about learning to live healthy, and there are a lot of lessons that you learn on the canoe that transfer into life, and they can have a very long-term beneficial effect for people with diabetes.
What'd you think? Good?
It's good.
At the Children's Hospital Research Center, we learned about diabetes from a medical science standpoint. The students were able to conduct experiments dealing with sugar in the lab.
So Benedict's reagent starts off as blue, and it detects sugar through a chemical reaction. And it actually changes color from blue to red depending on the amount of sugar that's there. Okay, you guys get that? What colors are going to change it for sugar? What? What colors are going to change it for sugar? It's going to go to red, right? Starts off blue. Excellent. So here, if you look at the screen up here, okay, it starts off blue. Any sugar present, it's going to turn to red. All right.
I try to put the Kool-Aid that was in the tube on the little vibration thing that turns it around.
One of the experiments was to find out the amount of sugar in a bottle of soda, the results of which surprised everyone when they found it equaled about 20 packets of sugar. What was the experiment about?
Trying to figure out how much sugar Pop had.
How much sugar?
Yeah.
Did it make you change the way you thought about pop?
Well, I don't really drink pop, so it just made me like think more of that. I'm for sure not gonna drink pop.
Did you know there was that much sugar in the pop?
He's like, I didn't say it like that. I read this thing label. No, I did. Pretty sure I did.
Yeah?
Like this water has no sugar.
They also attended an informational session and documentary video about diabetes in a specific Native community.
I like the video, and we got to talk to the lady with the diabetes.
No. I liked it. I like the information, I guess. I learned some more things. I always like learning new things.
I liked how we worked hands-on.
Oh yeah, you guys, nothing but good to say about it.
Basics, you know. Yeah. It wasn't too challenging. It was more on just discussing and saying what diabetes is, how it affects it, and who's affected by it. We didn't get into too much depth about other possible solutions, I guess.
What did you like about it?
I did like, I learned about my native people on the reservations.
You should take this to the next powwow and sell it for double of fried bread. It's better for you. Thank you.
Sour. Delicious. Thoughts?
That's all I actually had up again. Great. Going to Tulalip Cultural Center was an adventure, but when we got there were a lot of things we did. The people from Tulalip Cultural Center took us to the forest. Inez Bill, a Tulalip elder, and Valerie Seagrass, a native food specialist, led us through the forest, where they showed us different plants, berries, medicines, and flowers. They also showed us how to harvest some of the plants.
This is
Wait, what you got there?
this is plantain or frog leaf plantain. Stop it.
Really, one of the reasons why I became so passionate about traditional foods is because, 150 years ago, our ancestors didn't have diabetes. And that's something really powerful to think about.
It reminds me of like the huckleberry queen sitting on a throne. It's just perched up there really high. And huckleberries are amazing medicine for diabetes. They help balance the blood sugar, and they're actually one of the only fruits that does not raise blood sugar. So really good food for diabetics, and also help dilate our blood vessels. In our body, when you have high blood sugar, your blood gets really thick and can be almost kind of muddy. And so when you have small vessels like behind your eyes or in your kidneys, the blood can get stuck there. And then that can cause problems like retinopathy issues with the eyes and kidney dysfunction. So huckleberry can reverse those things.
Oral tradition here, the plants were the very first people, and they were put here to hold the earth together and to live their life as a teaching for those to come in the future. This is my very, very favorite teacher, nettle. And right now it's got all these little, they call them the fruits of the nettle. And these have actually, more recently, I just read some research articles on these buds reversing people with kidney damage who use dialysis. It's really hard because, you know, every couple days you have to go to the hospital and sit there for a couple hours, and they drain all your blood out and shoot it through this machine and then put it back into your body and essentially filter your blood. And so these little nettle seeds are now being found to reverse that damage, so you no longer have to get dialysis. People are coming off of it by using this. I would take scissors and just cut leaves off into like a paper bag, and then you just put that paper bag on its side, and every day flip it over a little bit and make sure a lot of air is getting in there, and it'll dry out. And you can use them for tea.
Something else. What is good?
Hi. Thumbs up.
After we're done, we were invited to a feast of traditional food that young and old Tulalip tribe members made for us. That included salmon, clams, berries, deer, wild rice, potato salad, beans, Indian ice cream, a traditional berry dessert, and firewood tea.
It's good tea.
And so when I think of berries, I think of long life and feeding our spirit joy, and everybody loves berries. And so the Pacific Northwest is totally rich with berries. They're everywhere, and we have like tons of different varieties.
Yep. Pour that in after you get it all in there. Pour it in here. This? Yeah. Pull them out.
What's it taste like, Kim?
I just woke up.
Sour. Yeah, it's not that bad.
And so they were here before the birds and the animals and the humans. And I really think that now, now is their time. That maintaining that plant teaching and that plant knowledge is something that our elders have done for us, and that it's important as this new generation to really hold on to that knowledge, because it's got a lot of medicine in it.
Delicious.
Delicious.
The blackberry, not only does it catch my attention with its shiny, has overwhelming sugary flavor.
The darker the berry,
sweeter the damn juice. That super tall black building that used to be right there is gone. The Wells Fargo building has been hit by terrorists. We are here live. Seattle, Washington. It has been hit. It is right. It used to be right there.
There you go. Yeah.